Hi, I'm Mike Auerbach, Editor-in-Chief of Pharmaceutical Processing magazine, and I'm here with Terry Novak, President of Norwich Pharmaceuticals. Just talk a little bit about pharmaceutical outsourcing. Terry, tell me a little bit about your company and the services you provide to the pharmaceutical industry.
Sure. Norwich Pharmaceuticals is a contract development and manufacturing company based in Norwich, New York. Solid dose, tablets, capsules. We have full development capabilities from phase 1 all the way through to tech transfers, and then commercial manufacturing of tablets and capsules. About 400 employees, and we can do anything from, as I said, the very beginning all the way through to commercial. We've also got a clinical services division, which can do BA/BE studies and pharmacovigilance.
Great. Now, when a pharmaceutical company is looking to hire a contract manufacturer, can you tell me what sort of qualities they should look for, or maybe what kind of questions they might ask a potential outsourcing partner?
The first question we always get, and the first question I think every CMO gets, is what's your regulatory history? Have you had any warning letters? When was your last inspection? That's the big thing that people will ask for, because obviously their first choice has to have a quality and regulatory track record, which fortunately we do. And then secondly, the capabilities piece. You know, do we have the capabilities that they're looking for? Do we have the right technologies? Do we have the right equipment? Is there any investment that's necessary on their part to be able to do it? And then lastly, they'll ask for your customer service metrics. You know, what's your on-time delivery? What's your right first time? You know, what's your CAPA closure? So those are probably the three main things that we get every time someone's looking to outsource.
So it's definitely important that you guys remain current with regulatory standards worldwide, and also manufacturing technology being up to date. Those are two of the main things that your customers are looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you mentioned something very important. Global regulatory compliance is becoming increasingly important for our potential customer base. They don't want to have to go to one CMO for North America, another CMO for other markets. So keeping up with the regulatory requirements of global markets is very important. You know, EMA, most people know what it takes to do EMA. But, you know, in our markets right now, you know, we're approved for Australia, Korea, some of the African countries, South America. Very different regulatory environments and requirements. So you've got to keep up to date on all of those things. Manufacturing technologies, you know, it's getting more and more complex. You're seeing more compounds coming in that are very low humidity, that require very special handling techniques, as well as, you know, environments. And so you've got to be keeping up with those. So, you know, our engineering group is always attending things like ISPE, or keeping up to date on various conferences to keep up to date on what technologies are available.
Okay. Now, as far as the company looking forward, where do you see the company moving in the next 5 years? Plans, or you know, the future?
Well, we've already started that process now. Over the last 12 months, we've looked at what our 5-year plan is going to be and where we want to grow, and kind of what do you want to be when you grow up thing. So where we've really expanded and spent a lot of resources is expanding our development capabilities, particularly in our pilot plant. We've quadrupled the size of our pilot plant. So we're going to be able to service more customers. We're not going to be able to have to go into the commercial manufacturing space when you're coming in to do small projects. So that's an area we're really growing in, the development area.
Okay.
On the manufacturing side, where we're really expanding our efforts is DEA scheduled drugs, low humidity manufacturing, potent compounds. So those three areas is where we see the market going. I mean, you're looking at very specialized products starting to come out into clinical trials. And so it's not just basic tablets and capsule manufacturing anymore. It's taking specialized technologies. We're recognizing that, and we're making the investments now so that we're ready, you know, 1, 2, 3 years down the road when these products are going commercial.
And that was actually my next question. I mean, as far as the outsourcing industry in general, do you see it as becoming more specialized? I mean, you just mentioned you're doing some, you know, development in specialized areas, but moving more towards specialized services, or companies that can do all. I mean, how do you see that shaking out?
You know, it's interesting. I see it's kind of like, you know, some of the new customers we've added have come to us because they said, you know why, one of the reasons we came is that you can do everything for us. We can start here with phase 1 clinical trials and develop your formulations and do your manufacturing. But then you can also do those BABE studies for us in your clinical services group. So it's been kind of like being able to do more for our customers has been important. But also, as you mentioned, more specialized services is definitely important. You're seeing, I think, more of us will start to look at drug delivery technologies. You know, are you going into ODT? Are you doing nanotechnology? Are you doing controlled release, sustained release? In addition to being able to handle these, a lot of the APIs coming in are potent.
Right.
So the ability to be able to handle those, plus be able to handle all this other specialized technology. So we're all going to have to be playing in that area one way or the other, whether it's acquisition or organic growth, which right now is the way we're going about it.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Very welcome.